Hello, my name is Aaron. I am a certified life coach, mindfulness and meditation practitioner, and mindset guru. I'm here to bring you the tips, tools, and techniques that you can use in order to create a positive shift and transformation in your life. This is actually part 2 of my protocol video for my Lucid Dreaming Challenge, where I will be using Lucid Dreaming to manifest a new life. So before I get into this, of course, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that bell icon so you can get notifications on all future videos. And if you have any questions about any of the concepts or any of the practices that I'm talking about in this video, make sure that you leave a comment below and I will be sure to respond back. Any books or references that I have, I will also put links to those in the caption so that if you are interested in any of these resources, that you can go ahead and find them for your educational and pleasure purposes, okay? So in part 1 of this video, it was longer than what I expected it to be, so I knew that I was going to have to cut it into 2 parts. I talked about the daytime practices that I will be doing. Hopefully, if you watched that video, you got some inspiration for your own daytime practices, whether you are beginning lucid dreaming or if you have more experience with lucid dreaming. I also gave a little bit of my own personal reflections from my personal experiences on the different concepts and the different exercises and how they have worked out for me. I'm giving you an insight into my life because I feel like a lot of times when we learn these practices, we learn them, of course, from sources that expect us to practice them, pristinely and perfectly. But as human beings, we don't get perfect done very often. So that's another reason that I'm making these videos, so that you can come along with me in my journey. Any obstacles or challenges that I have, I'm going to be very open, honest, and authentic about my experiences so that you can learn how you can overcome these challenges and these obstacles if you so encounter them. In this video, though, I'm going to be talking about my nighttime practices, but I did realize that I forgot one of my daytime practices, so I'm really quickly going to talk about that, and of course, I have a book. So I love practicing Yoga Nidra, which is a practice that I just, watching my DOG, which is a practice that I just learned about last year. So I am using this book, Radiant Rest by Tracee Stanley. I do like this because she is a Black author and a Black practitioner, and I don't encounter, people from my background who teach or practice this that often. So it really is important to me to see representation in a lot of these practices. So I wanted to go ahead and throw that out there. And I, of course, I am following along in her book, and she has tons and tons of practices in here. And if you get the book, there's also a website that you can go to where you can listen to her narrate the practices, which is what I have been doing. So a part of my daytime practices is during lunchtime, when I would typically take my lunch. Right now, we are, I wouldn't say under lockdown, but COVID is happening right now. So perhaps you'll see this video, during present times or sometime in the future. But right now in my life, I am working from home like many other people are working from home. School has been done for a lot of kids from home. So during my lunches, of course, I'm sitting at home, so I will practice Yoga Nidra during my lunchtime. So from this book, I will specifically tell you, once again, so you can get insight into exactly what I'm doing. But I'm doing practice 3, Deep Relaxation Essential Activation, from this book. And if you have this edition, which I'm assuming is the first edition because I pre-ordered it, this is page 123. So once again, I'm using this book, Radiant Rest. And she also has another practice in here that I thought was very, very interesting. And it involves crystals, and I love a crystal. Love a good crystal. And I can't find the page right now. I'm not going to stress or harp on it. But she basically says to hold the crystal in your non-dominant hand while you're falling asleep and to resolve not to let the crystal go. So in my nighttime practices, I'm going to be talking about wake, back to bed, and mild, which I do love mild. I'm going to read a little bit from my dream journal as well. But I also love the wild practice, which is wake-induced lucid dream. Mild is mnemonic-induced lucid dreaming, and I will talk about those. But in wild, you drop directly from the waking state into the dream state. And a lot of times we do this by allowing the body to fall asleep while the mind remains aware and awake, and you will literally see the dream manifest. So many times I do this by surfing the hypnagogic state of consciousness, this state between waking and sleeping, and I will try to hover there and remain there for as long as possible, and then sooner or later the body will drop off and fall asleep, but the awareness, the mind will stay awake, and I will enter the dream state like that. And I do think that crystal practice will be something that I will try as I move forward in order to ground myself in awareness, using the sensation of the crystal in the palm of my hand to keep me aware, to keep the mind and awareness there while the body falls asleep. So I wanted to bring that up because I thought that was a very interesting practice. Never thought about that before. So that will be one of my daytime practices, the deep relaxation, I forget what it's called, the activation practice from page 123. But I want to go into my nighttime practices because, of course, many people are looking to understand what they can do in the nighttime in order to become lucid, and I'm going to give my experiences and my reflection of exactly what I'm going to be doing. So before I even go to bed, I'm going to meditate, okay? So I do believe that meditation throughout the day, and specifically meditating before you go to bed, increases your chances of becoming lucid. So there was a time in my life where I was having lucid dreams back to back to back for an extensive amount of time, for more than a year. And one of the things that I consistently did was every day I would meditate before bed, at least 20 minutes. And so the meditation method that I use, once again, is shamatha, which is single pointed focus meditation, or mindfulness meditation, as some people call it. Mindfulness meditation, in the more traditional sense, mindfulness means bearing something in mind. So typically we are bearing in mind our object of meditation. So many people practice mindfulness of breathing, where you will go through progressive muscle relaxation, and then focus the awareness on the sensations at the apertures of the nostrils or above the upper lip, whichever place is more comfortable for you. And you're going to just observe the sensations of the breath flowing in and out of the nostrils. If your mind begins to trail away, which is called coarse excitation, or you begin to become dull and the mind just isn't as sharp, coarse laxity, then you're to realize that you have become distracted and bring yourself back to the sensations of the breath. There are also other ways to practice shamatha meditation or mindfulness meditation. The ones that I am going to be doing are settling the mind in its natural state. So this is where, instead of the breath being the object of meditation, or the breath being the object of your mindfulness practice, the mind and its contents are actually the object of your meditation practice. So in mindfulness of breathing, typically we become distracted by the thoughts, and we are taught to realize that the mind has become distracted. Awareness has been pulled away from, the sensations of the breath, and we're to drop those thoughts and refocus back on the sensation of the breath at the nostrils. And settling the mind in its natural state, we do begin by doing that, but we will transition to meditating with the eyes open. So the eyes will be open, and you will have a non-focused gaze, and you will rest in awareness, if that makes any sense. I'm not sure if that makes sense for you, but you'll rest the mind in pure awareness, and you will focus that awareness on the phenomena that are appearing in the mind. So any memories, any thoughts, any perceptions, as well as subjective perceptions, the things that you feel, tendencies, to want to do this or want to do that. So you'll actually use those as your object of meditation. And awareness of awareness practice is also called shamatha without a sign. So with the other two practices, we're using a sign to focus awareness. So that could be the sensations of the breath, the contents of the mind. It could be, you know, if you're meditating with the eyes open, maybe, you know, a stick or a flower. I don't know. Or sometimes people use visualizations, certain visualizations to ground the awareness. In awareness of awareness or shamatha without a sign, you're actually going to be practicing meditation, and the object of meditation is awareness itself. Okay, I can't go too deep into those practices because that's not the subject of this video, but I did just want to, you know, give you a little bit of detail. So if you have questions about that, then make sure to drop those in the comment section below, and perhaps I'll do another video on those various types of practices and my experiences with those. All in all, what you want to take away from this is that's what I'm going to be doing. And if you want to dive deeper in your lucid dreaming practice, then I would advise you to adopt some type of meditation practice and do that throughout the day. You know, season your day with your meditation practice, and then of course do it before you go to bed. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that. I will also revisit my dream journal. Right now, this is my current dream journal. I have tons of these. I probably have at least 30 dream journals from the past few years. So I will revisit my dream journal in the morning. Remember, in the other video, I told you I am going to strive to write down all of my dreams in the morning in order to further increase my dream recall. I'm going to be practicing wake back to bed, which I will be talking about. And when I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm going to write down any dreams that I have. If I don't have a dream, then I will write I do not remember having any dreams, or I do not remember my dreams, or if I only have a sliver of a dream, a memory, an emotion, some type of sensation, or any remnants of dreams, I will write those down as well. Okay, so for you, what you can take away from this is you definitely want to increase your dream recall, your abilities to remember your dreams, by writing in your dream journal. Even if you don't remember your dream, even if you don't remember a full dream, writing anything is going to show your mind, show your unconscious that you are interested in knowing what you're dreaming about. You are interested in remembering and recalling those dreams. And of course, if you want to become lucid in the dream state, you'll need to remember. You'll need to remember your dreams so that you can remember if you became lucid or not, and you'll be able to recall the entire experience. So hopefully that should be clear for you. So I will be revisiting my dream journal in the nighttime. So what I'm specifically going to be looking for is recalling my dreams from the previous day, reading back through my dreams, looking for any dream signs, which are going to be reoccurrences from my dreams. Typically, I dream about being in school. I dream about my childhood home. I dream about my friends and family members. Other things that I interestingly dream about, I always dream about sweets. I am a sweet fanatic. I like cakes, pastries, cupcakes, ice cream, all of that good stuff. I have a big sweet tooth, so I always dream about sweets. I dream about being in a grocery store. I love grocery shopping. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe I just like spending my money. I love going to the grocery store, so I often dream about that I'm in a store, or even that I'm in a bakery, So I will review my dreams for any dream signs. I'll also review my dream journal just to refamiliarize myself with the dreams that I've had from the previous day or the previous few days. And another reason that I do this is, I'll talk about wake back to bed in a moment and mild, but in these techniques to induce a lucid dream, we are using the dream that we just woke up from, or if you don't remember a dream, your most recent dream that you do remember. So many times I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll find that I don't write down a dream because I'm being lazy and I feel like I don't remember a dream, but actually sometimes just me starting to write will trigger the dream to come back to me. So once again, just talking openly, honestly, and authentically about my personal experience, sometimes I'm being lazy. That's what I'm calling it. I'm being lazy. So I wake up, and if I don't immediately have a fresh dream on my mind, I'm like, oh, I don't need to write a dream down. I don't even remember having any dreams, and I'll roll over and go back to sleep. knowing good and well that if I wake up and actually put the pen on the paper in my dream journal and begin to write anything like, oh, I don't remember my dreams, or just a vague, fragment of a dream, typically the entire dream will come back to me. So this is another reason that I'll be revisiting my dream journal in case I wake up and I am practicing mild, but I don't remember the dream that I just had, or I'll wake up and I don't have a dream. Then I will use the last dream that I do remember, which of course will be the last dream that I wrote about in my dream journal, that I refamiliarized with myself before I went to sleep. Okay. So wake back to bed and mild. Okay. So let me talk about these really quickly. So if you've never heard of these techniques, then you probably, I don't even know if I can find the book. I should have had it pulled out and ready for you, but I believe it is called Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming by Dr. Stephen LaBerge. I think that's it. Actually, I know that's it. Exploring the World of Lucid Dreaming. You can get that book and it will give you lots of techniques to practice if you want to induce a lucid dream. Now, these are 2 techniques. Wake back to bed, which is exactly what it sounds like. I'm pretty sure you can find plenty of videos on YouTube about it, but I mean, it's really simple. So you're just going to wake up. You will wake up, but you want to time it correctly. So we go through different phases of sleep while we're asleep. And the stage of sleep that we're aiming for is REM, rapid eye movement sleep. This is typically when we have those long narrative type dreams. Now, many people will tell you that this is the only stage of sleep where dreams happen. Okay, so I'm pretty sure if you look for other YouTube videos and things like that, that's what they'll say. And generally this is true. But once again, I am bringing you along my journey. So I'm giving you my insight and my reflections. I'm putting my own spin on it. But I will tell you, that's not the only phase of sleep where you have dreams. It's just that the type of dream that we refer to as a dream, where you have these narrative stories and it's just very immersive and you have all of these phenomena, you're able to see, hear, taste, touch, smell. Those dreams happen in rapid eye movement sleep. But you also have other types of dreams, like dreams that happen in the hypnagogic state or the hypnopompic state, and these are not the same at all. So if you have experiences of these, remember in the last video I talked about the hypnagogic state, the state of consciousness between when we are awake and when we're asleep. So it's kind of like we're falling asleep, but many times people will experience hallucinations. They think that they're seeing a monster over in the corner, or they'll hear people calling their name. They'll hear someone calling their name, or just phenomena, experiences like this. These are dreams in the liminal state. Now, they are in the liminal state or the hypnagogic state. They don't have the full range of phenomena that dreams in the REM state have. I consider them dreams. I don't know what other people consider them. You might have people who are active in the field of psychology who will say, these are not dreams, or they're this, or they're that, whatever resonates with you, whatever resonates with you, that's what you want to go for, but I consider those dreams. So what you'll want to do for wake back to bed is time your sleep cycle right. So you're going to be waking up where you go through REM roughly every 90 minutes of sleep. So many people will say to wake up about 6 hours after you go to sleep, or 2 hours before, because that's when you're going to have your longest REM cycles. Now, when I first started to induce lucid dreams, I did not sleep for 8 hours a night. Okay, I didn't need to sleep that long. So once again, this is another reason I'm giving you my personal experiences, because many of the texts that you will read in the videos that you're going to hear about, they're going to base their calculations off of people who have 8-hour or 9-hour sleeping cycles. They sleep for that long. Now I do sleep for that long, but before I didn't. And when I first started to intentionally induce lucid dreams rather than waiting on a spontaneous lucid dream, I did not sleep that long. I may have slept 6 hours. So I will wake up around the 4-hour mark, 4.5-hour mark, which if you think about it is still 2 hours before I would typically wake up. So if you sleep for 8 hours, you could wake up at, the 6-hour mark or the 4.5-hour mark. But once again, it's roughly every 90 minutes. So this is another reason why you're going to need to play around. You're going to need to wake up at various times. And if you wake up from a dream, one of these long narrative, full of phenomena type of dreams that we think of as a dream, then you can assume that you've woken up in a REM cycle. So this is another reason why you will want to keep a dream journal. In your dream journal, you probably want to write down the time you're going to bed and the time that you've woken up. Even if you've woken up in the middle of the night and you're recording your dreams, you can quickly take a look at the clock to see what time you woke up. Then over a few weeks of doing this, you'll start to be able to gauge where you are, okay? So wake back to bed. That's that technique. Mild mnemonic-induced lucid dreaming, the way that I have learned this and the way that I use it is, so I wake up during my wake back to bed, I will write down my dream, and I will look for a place where I should have become lucid. So I gave you my typical dream signs: school, bakery, sweets, childhood home, dreaming about family members. So if I have any of those experiences in the dream state, I'll say, okay, I could have become lucid right here if I would have realized that this is my dream sign. So I will meditate maybe for about 5 minutes. I will do like mindfulness or breathing meditation right here because it's quick and easy for me. So I'll do 5 minutes of mindfulness or breathing meditation to calm the mind, calm the discursive mind, put myself in the frame of mind and space of mind that I need to be in. And then I will go through my dream. I'll kind of pinpoint this area and I'll play it over and over in my mind. But this time I will imagine that I have become lucid. So say I am dreaming that I'm in a school. I will envision that I'm back in the dream. I'll envision that I'm in the school. And then I'll say, oh, this is a school. I knew I was going to be dreaming when I'm in a school, and I'm in a school, so this must be a dream. This is a dream. I'm dreaming. So I'll do that over and over again. I'll realize that I'm in a school, and I'll say, this is a dream. I'm dreaming. I'm in a school. Yes, and I'll look around in the dream, look at where I am, try to experience it in as much detail as I can, say, this is a dream. I will then envision myself doing a reality check, whichever reality check you want to do, whatever reality check I want to do, or whichever reality check I have been practicing in the daytime. Because remember, if you watch my other video, I talked about you do your reality check in the daytime and you rehearse what you would do when you become lucid. This is exactly where we're pulling that practice back in. So in your mind, you're going back over that dream, pinpointing where you would have typically become lucid, envisioning yourself becoming lucid, doing your reality check. Your reality check is a success, and then you envision yourself carrying out the dream goal that you have imagined. So that's what I will do. After doing that for about 5 times or until I feel like I really got it down, I've really set my intention, I'll go back to sleep. Now, I do other things. So sometimes I will combine this with mild. Sometimes if I want to play around, I'll combine it with wild, wake-induced lucid dreaming. So sometimes I mix my practices up. I do what works for me. You need to do what works for you, okay? So if I'm doing this, which is not exactly what I have outlined to do every single time, so that's why I'm just adding this on as additional information. But in my protocol for my lucid dreaming challenge, I'm definitely going to be doing wake back to bed mild combo. Now I might hit you with the wake back to bed mild wild combo, which is I'll do exactly what I just said I'm going to do, but instead of me rolling over and immediately going to sleep, I'll lay on my back and I will surf the hypnagogic state. So I will typically watch the hypnagogic imagery, so those swirls and colors form behind my eyes. If I lay on my back, I don't sleep on my back typically. Sometimes I can because I've been doing this for a number of years, so I am able to fall asleep on my back. But in the beginning, I didn't fall asleep on my back, so laying on my back would actually keep me more awake than if I laid on my side or I sleep on my stomach. So if I rolled over and slept on my stomach. So I will try to keep myself awake, keep the mind awake while the body goes to, while I allow the body to go to sleep. So I'm focusing on these colors and swirls behind my eyes. And in a way, if we think about mindfulness meditation, bearing something in mind, I'm using these hypnagogic images as my object of meditation to keep the mind stimulated, keep the mind focused while the body falls asleep. So I will do that. Typically, if you're using mild, some people may experience sleepotonia, which is also called sleep paralysis. You may feel tingling in your body. You may hear vibrations. You may hear sounds. This is typically a sign that the body is falling asleep. You kind of want to ignore all of that. I know I'm speeding through it, but I'll make another video about Wangyal sometime in the future. So I will typically, sometimes if I want to do the combo, wake back to bed, Wangyal combo, then I'll do this. And then hopefully I'll drop into a lucid dream immediately. If I don't, if I'm laying there for a long time and I just feel like it's not going to happen, I will go back through my mild maybe 2 or 3 more times to keep that fresh in my mind. So I'll do the mild, then I'll roll over and go to sleep. Set it and forget it. Hopefully everything is well, and I'll just go to sleep, and then exactly how I've rehearsed it, I will recognize my dream sign. The next time I'm dreaming, I'll become lucid in the dream state, and then I will carry out what I intended to do, my dream goal. Okay, so these will be my nighttime practices. There are also other practices that I do from time to time, and I'll quickly talk about those. So the 9 breaths of purification. I do like this technique from Tibetan Buddhism, from Dream Yoga. This is where you will breathe in a specific way. I'm pretty sure if you search on YouTube, you will find a video on the 9 breaths of purification if you're not familiar with this practice. But you're going to inhale through one nostril and then exhale through another. So your right nostril 3 times, your left nostril 3 times. You're like plugging your, just to give you, a little bit of, in case case you weren't imagining what I was talking about. But that's what you'll do. Plug one nostril, inhale through this nostril. Clearly you'll plug this one, then exhale through that one. And the left and right nostrils correspond to channels within the body that carry energy. So one corresponds to the energy of grasping, the other corresponds to energy of aversion. And then after that, you'll breathe in through both nostrils, and then when you exhale, you're imagining the energy going through kind of like the spinal column, and this releases the energy of ignorance. So that goes back to, remember, the 3rd foundational practice of strengthening the intentions that I talked about in the last video. When I'm strengthening my intentions right before I'm going to sleep, then I will sometimes do the 9 breaths of purification in order to get rid of any energy from the daytime that I feel like could stain or taint my dreams in the nighttime and cause me to really be caught up in those phenomena and those experiences, and cause me not to realize that I'm dreaming while I'm dreaming. Okay. And let me see. So I talked about mild, also my natural awakenings. Let me look. Okay. We're coming up on the 30-minute mark, but I'm going to try to keep it going just for a few more minutes. Sometimes when I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll drink tea before I go to bed. So I will wake up because I need to use the bathroom. So if I'm having natural awakenings like that where I need to go use the bathroom, then I will also use that as a time to practice. I will see if I can recall any dreams, write down my dreams. If I can, I'll do a quick mild practice, and then go back to sleep. Or, if I feel like I am up and have enough energy, then I'll do the wake back to bed, mild combo, go back to sleep. I did say that I was going to read from my dream journal. so that I can tell you why I am doing mild. So I've done a lot of techniques in the past. Can I find it? I've done a lot of techniques in the past. Okay, here it is. And like I said, mild was one of the techniques that I first learned years and years ago. It works really, really great for beginners and for advanced practitioners of lucid dreaming or dream yoga. But I kind of strayed away from mild for a long time because I wanted to try out other practices and try out other techniques. But I'm coming back home to this practice. And another reason why is because it specifically came up in a non-lucid dream that I had. And I think it's important for us to receive messages and to be open to receiving those messages from the dream. So this will be one of the first dreams that I'll read to you all. I will, as I go along through this journey, I will read from my dream journal, which I don't typically do. But once again, I'm documenting this journey, and I want to give you insight, okay? So I'm going to obscure names and things like that because there are names of people who I know in my dreams. But this one was from August 9th, okay? So I called this the Lucid School. So remember I told you one of my dream signs is I'm in school. I'm in school. I have a friend. We're going to call this friend DG. DG is with me. He wears a dark blue shirt with white stripes. I don't remember much from this part of the dream. The dream shifts. I am in English class, but the teacher is my old history teacher. He is giving some sort of presentation. On my desk are two books. One is about lucid dreaming, and the other one is about other states of consciousness. He asked me to talk about it to the class. I tell them that in the past 2 years, I've had close to 200 lucid dreams. They all seem impressed. One guy asked me what technique works the best for me. I tell him it's wake back to bed and mild. I begin to explain it to him. The dream shifts. I'm in a hallway. It's as if school is over. I see an old classmate. We'll call this classmate C. The dream ends. There is a part of the dream where I do a reality check. So now I say the dream ends, but I'm remembering other parts of the dream. There is a part of the dream where I do a reality check because I'm talking about dreaming. I jump in the air and I don't fly, so I think that I'm awake. So that's everything that I wrote about this dream. I wrote down that my dream signs are the school, the English class, because I often dream that I'm in English class or in math class. And I wrote down DG, my friend's name. So from this dream, which I had after I established that I was going to start doing this lucid dreaming challenge, and actually I've had 3 lucid dreams since I first said that I was going to do this challenge, and I was going to document those dreams, but I didn't get a chance to. They happened quicker than I made this video. So in one of the next few videos, I will read those dreams as well. But I thought it was very interesting that this non-lucid dream came up, and it showed me clearly that my mind wants me to become lucid, that lucidity and lucid dreaming is on my mind and it's starting to penetrate into my unconscious. I'm getting more inspired and more motivated to become lucid and to carry out my dream goals. And I thought it was very interesting that the wake back to bed mild combo came up. So it came up as me realizing my unconscious telling me and showing me that this was a great practice that I used to do and I should get back into that. So that's how I came to the conclusion that yes, I'm going to use this combo as, my foundational, my go-to practice during the time that I am doing this challenge, okay? So I've been talking for a while, but hopefully this video has given you some inspiration, has given you some tools and some insight into my life and what I do and why I'm going to be doing it. Hopefully I've given you some reflections to think about as well, because a lot of people approach lucid dreaming from a variety of different perspectives, and you'll get a lot of different information from books and videos and people here on YouTube. I don't feel like one size fits all for these practices, so I'm trying to give you insight into my life, my obstacles, my challenges, my successes, my accomplishments, and my experiences overall. So once again, thank you for joining me for this video. I will continue to make these and document my journey. If you have any questions, make sure to leave those in the comment section below. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you can get notifications on all future videos. And of course, I will leave the references and links to books and resources in the caption section below. And I'll see you for my next video.